Good afternoon. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe. And if you're new to the channel, please hit the notification bell. And guess what? We have a quality check with a Tesla Model Y. So without further ado, let's get right to it. So all right, we have ourselves a quality check with the Tesla Model Y, and I would like to tell you that I got a measurement for the gap. So we're gonna be measuring the gap sizes on these current recent built Model Ys, and we're gonna see if it's within spec or if it's not within spec. Basically, Tesla considers 3 millimeters within spec. So let's continue on with the quality check. Let's take a look at the left side, and let's take a look at the fender, and let's take a look at the hood, and let's take a look at the bumper. And we're looking for any paint discolorations, anything that might look out of place that would cause us to fail this Model Y. And these are the most recent built Model Y straight from the Fremont factory, just been dropped off. So let's take a look at the driver's side wheel. Beautiful. These are the upgraded wheels. Now let's take a look at the driver's side door. It's nice and tight, and that's what we want to see. So here's a look at the interior. As you can see, it's all packaged up and ready to go. Now let's take a look at the door handle to see if it's flush, and it is flush. Over here it's flush, and it is flush. Now let's continue on to see if it's flush, and it is flush. Okay, so definitely have ourselves an issue, and the issue is right here. That gap is definitely too big. Now let's measure it to see if it's too big. Look at that. We have a 6 millimeter gap, which is unacceptable. Double the size of what Tesla thinks is acceptable, which is 3 millimeters. Now let's look over here. So this over here is 3 millimeters. So this actually is fine, but this over here is double the size. So definitely have ourselves an issue with this Model Y, and Tesla has been having this problem and for a long time. So I hope they eventually have a fix for this problem. I know they can fix it, because if you look at the right side, look how beautiful the right side is, and look at the right side gap. Look how thin that gap is. And if you look over here, the right side gap is about 3 millimeters, which is within spec. And this also, passenger rear door is poking out a little bit. So definitely have ourselves an issue. It's a very common problem that I've seen on thousands and thousands of Model Ys that are being built right now. So unfortunately, this Model Y gets a fail. Now let's move on to another Model Y. All right, so we have this beautiful white Model Y, and it has the upgraded wheels and the black interior. A very beautiful spec. Now let's take a look at the left side fender. Let's take a look at the hood and the bumper, and let's move on to the right side. And nothing that we see here is out of place. So everything is looking great. Now let's take a look at the wheels. Let's take a look at the driver's side door, and it's nice and tight, very tight. That's what we want to see. I love it when I see beautiful built Model Ys. Now let's take a look at the handle, and let's see if it's flush, and it is flush. So definitely off to a great start with this Model Y. But yet again, look over here, we have ourselves an issue. What is going on over here? So this, let's measure this gap over here, and let's see. So this gap, we have about 5 millimeter gap on this side. And how big is this gap over here? Now let's see. So also 5 millimeters. So definitely have ourselves issue with this current Model Ys. We've seen this on the gray. Now yet again, we've seen it on the white. So definitely we continue to have this problem. So I tell you, complain, 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 so the next consumer can gain and gain and gain. We need to get Tesla to fix this issue. So I do these quality checks to let the public know what to look for during delivery. And I want you guys to go out there and tell your sales rep about these problems, because the only way a company can fix problems is if you can identify the problem. So they have to know the problem in order to fix it. So please keep telling Tesla about these problems with the gap. Let them know that you're unsatisfied. So continuing on over here onto the right side, which we normally find is built better. See the gap here on the right side? Look at that, 3 millimeters. Beautiful, look at this, 3 millimeters. So somebody tell me, why can they build the right side like they build the left side? It seems like they should be the same, but for Tesla, unfortunately, it is a problem. Now, this door is flush, that I'm happy to let you know, and this handle is poking out. Definitely have multiple issues on this Model Y. So I will be giving this Model Y, yet again, a fail. Now let's move on to our final Model Y for the evening. All right, so we have our final Model Y. It's the white with the upgraded wheels. Let's take a look at the left side. Let's take a look at the hood, the bumper. Let's continue on. And moving on to the right side. Nice and tight, and that's what we want to see. So looking over here at these wheels, now looking over here at this driver's side door, this gap is nice and tight, and that's what we want to see. Here's the interior. Remember, after you've done a thorough check of the exterior, that's when you want to move into the interior. You want to check your steering wheel, your seats, underneath your seats, the side door. You want to check your center console. Then you want to check that you have the new AMD Ryzen chip. Make sure the software is operational, everything is moving and running smoothly. Then check your glove box. Then when you've done with the front, check your glass roof, then move to the back. Check your seats, make sure they fold down properly. Check that the seats are not scuffed, marked, scratched, anything that would cause you to be aware on your vehicle. And then after that, check your trunk and then check your front. So let's continue on with the exterior quality check. So checking this door, it's flush, beautiful. Okay, now let's check this right here. Let's check this gap over here. I would say that, okay, yeah, so this gap is acceptable. It's about 3 millimeters, 3.8 millimeters. And this right here is about 3.8 millimeters. So we have a Model Y that definitely looks like it is a possibility that it could be a pass. But let's continue on. Okay, this light sits in a little bit, so that is a little bit of an issue. Now, taking a look at the right side. Oh yes, the right side, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Oh, look at that gap, beautiful. Love it, gotta love it. No complaints over here. This door does poke out a little bit, but besides that, I would say that our last Model Y definitely deserves to get a pass. So I will be passing this Model Y. So remember, the odds aren't pretty good right now. We've had only 1 pass and 2 fails. So if you're thinking about getting a Model Y, remember, do your due diligence and check your vehicle. I strongly suggest that you probably bring another set of eyes with you, bring a family member, and challenge them to find a defect on your vehicle. Now, remember, it's very important that you check. Don't just take your vehicle and go home. All right, so that's all I gotta say. So thank you and have a nice day. Hey, would you like to win a Tesla Model 3? All you have to do is like, share, comment, and subscribe. And one lucky subscriber will win a Tesla Model 3.